Good morning and welcome to Mornings with Rebecca and Burns Overtime Show on Facebook. We're glad you joined us.
Yes, and all week long on Mornings with Rebecca and Burns, we've been talking about something really interesting. Things that parents need to say to their adult children. Now, my children are 13 and 14. Pray for me. But I am an adult child. My parents are still alive and thriving in Keller, Texas. And so this has been a neat conversation because there's been so many of these where I've been like, yes, I need to hear that all the time.
Yeah, when I read this article, I probably did more head bobbing than most articles because I absolutely agree with a lot of these. There are a couple of ones that we would have put on the list that didn't make the list. We'll share with those a little bit later. But it starts off with a very important one, and I think everybody would know this one. We need to tell our adult children that we love them.
Oh, yeah.
Something else is that made the list. You are accepted. And a lot of times we don't think about our adult kids needing to hear that. It's more when we're raising them, but still, once they leave the house, letting them know that they are accepted for who they are is something that's important for them to hear as well. One of the ones that I love, just a reminder to them, it's an obvious one, but just to remind them, you're my child. When Jesus was coming up out of the water when he was baptized, God the Father let him know, this is my son. And just a great reminder that they still belong to you is something
one of the things that my mom says to me quite often is, we'll be talking about something and she'll say, well, I worry about you. And I'll say, well, Mom, I'm 46 years old. You don't need to worry about me. And she says, well, I'm your mom and I will always worry about you. And there is something, about that makes me feel a strong sense of belonging. That's very important because we were created by God to belong.
Another one that is important for your adult kids to hear is that they are important and that they are a success, not always in the way the world measures, but that they are a success in your eyes and in God's eyes is very important for those adult kids to hear. And I know it is for me.
I think the best way to package that, instead of, I think you're a success, I would package that like this. I am proud of you. I know that, so every year my parents, both of them, come to the Heartstrong Faith Women's Bible Conference. And after I speak, my dad, without fail, he just goes right up the steps to the stage, walks across that stage and goes backstage. They just let him in to tell me how proud he is of me. And it's one of those things you don't know that you need to hear it until you hear it. And then you start to cry like a baby.
We'll cover more of that coming up in just a few minutes. This one is another obvious for me, and for some reason it made it down at number 6 on this list. But remind your adult children that God loves them. I know with my adult kids, so many times as they're going through life, the pressure can be overwhelming. And I think I've heard the words, I don't think anyone loves me. When they know it's not true, when they know that I love them, and they know that God loves them, they still need to be reminded. They still need to hear the words, hey, I love you and God loves you. Another one on the list, I'm here for you.
Yeah.
As we're growing up, parents our home is our anchor. And I saw this with my wife because she grew up in the exact same house every day of her life until we got married. Every time we came home for Christmas or every time we came home for her birthday, that house and her parents were an anchor that she could go back to. And she loved spending time in that house, but mostly because she loved spending time with her parents. They were her anchor in tough times, or for any times for that matter.
Yeah, these are such good things to say to your adult children. And here's the deal. We've been doing this all week long on Mornings with Rebecca and Burns at 7:27. And we've got another one tomorrow morning, 7:27, but you'll have to join us to find out what it is.